Hey there, interwebs. This is just going to be a quick video, but one I've wanted to make for a while, and it's 2 humorous short stories about carrying a knife, or rather, the same story twice with different details. One of the first and shittiest jobs I ever had was selling cutlery door to door. On roughly day 3 or 4 of our training, the company finally provided all of us new employees with our sample kits for doing demonstrations. These kits consisted of half a dozen or so knives, and they came in these well-sealed up cardboard boxes. So there we are, about a dozen of us sitting around, each one holding a sealed box full of sharp metal objects, and this wave of realization just washes over the room. And then someone asks, "So, anyone got a knife?" It was great. There were a dozen of us with 60-plus knives between us, and almost no way of actually getting to them. We needed knives to get to knives, but if we didn't need the knives, then we wouldn't need knives, and if we had knives, then we wouldn't need them. Some people resorted to cutting open their boxes with their car keys, but happily I had my Swiss Army knife on me, and so I was able to very neatly slice open the package and get to my sample kit. It was at this point that the girl sitting next to me looks over, sees my pocket knife, and says in the world's most contemptuously judgmental voice, "You know, most normal people just carry mace." And I turned, and I looked at her, and I replied, "And how's opening that box with your mace going?" She didn't have a comeback ready for that. Fast forward about 5 years. I'm now working at my first job out of college, which also happens to have been the other shittiest place I've ever worked. On this particular day, I'm in training, and unlike most other training days, they've managed to spare someone to actually train me. We're working on an electrical cabinet, and he realizes he needs a certain cable, so he goes off to get one and returns with it about 5 minutes later. Only after he gets back, though, does he realize that it's bound up with a zip tie, and he doesn't have any wire cutters in his pocket toolkit. He mutters a few curses and is about to go spend another 5 minutes retrieving some wire cutters, but I stop him and pull out my multi-tool. It's got built-in wire cutters, so I clip the zip tie and we can get back to work. But then he just looks at me and asks why I carry a knife. I respond by saying it's exactly for situations like this. Sometimes you need to open things. He then replies, and I quote, "Oh, I thought you just lived in a bad neighborhood." Why would you say that right after I have demonstrated what it actually gets used for and why I carry it around in the first place? I want to make especially clear that in both of these situations, I pulled out a little folding pocket knife. These aren't massive Bowie knives you'd use to hunt a bear. They aren't weapons, they're just useful tools, as opposed to that coworker who is also a tool but demonstrably less useful. This video has been brought to you by the Rational Knifeful Association, an association of rational people who recognize that a knife will be a handy thing to carry around in day-to-day life. If you have any stories of people humorously failing to realize this, please share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a knife day.